Part that interests me is
And I love
for
Cal.
somebody who is an Hall of Fame All-Star coach. He's an excellent recruiter. He's an excellent motivator. He knows how to develop talent. He's had more talent than anybody else in collegiately. He is excellent then. But when the clipboard comes out and Calipari is going to have to X and O his way to a victory, when he's going to have to, when he is leaning into, he's going to have to outthink the other side, that's where Calipari struggles.
Sure.
He is not an X and O coach. That is not him. He is a elite developer. He will get younger guys in there. He has 9-10 new players a year. He is an ultimate recruiter, and everybody who goes through him, I'm sure there was 3 All-Stars, NBA All-Stars on that Arkansas team last night. I'm sure there's 3 of them. So if that's the case, and he's got that much talent, and they're hucking threes, doing 5 out the last 5 minutes of the game against Texas Tech as they're rumbling back with 4 threes in the last 6 possessions of the game, I can't sit here and say that Calipari put on any sort of he put on the goggles. Cal, listen, I understand the argument that with 9 seconds remaining for a guy who shot 1 of 9 to tie up the game, Williams, that is, on Texas Tech, to not foul up 3. I would have. Anytime you're up 30 seconds
Right.
left, up 3,
I
would foul.
that.
I'd turn it into a free throw game. You kill possessions. You take away the flow of the game. I would have done it with 10, 12 seconds remaining before they started to really get into a play. But he didn't. I see both sides. I would have. Your team is shooting well free throw wise, and they decide to foul to let the kid play straight up, and they tie the game. And same thing in overtime when you skip over, you got 5 seconds left. He's at the top of the key. He's dribbling around. There's nothing going on. Cal, you have a timeout for a reason. Use it.
Burn it.
Use it. But the thing is about Calipari is he always like this. When he has to outthink the other coach, when he has to out X and O the other side, that is not his strong suit. That is not his game plan. He is a motivator, he is a recruiter, and he is a developer. He is not an in-game, let's think of it, let's be brilliant type of coach. That is not Calipari's game, and you saw it last night.
From watching a lot of Cal, being a Kentucky fan, he trusts his my take is he trusts his players too much. And maybe it is he isn't pulling the clipboard out and going, hey, we got to run this way, we got to do that.
Now we're hucking trees.
Yeah.
Let's go. Go to the basket.
He trusts his players to a fault. That's the one thing I'll say about Coach Calipari that used to drive me nuts. He wouldn't necessarily get on his guys to, you got to do this, I want us to do this. It would just be go play. You guys are the better team.
You need more
go
talent.
play.
You guys are all NBA players. Go play. And I think Cal signed up for that.
He did.
When he leaned into it. He's an NBA factory.
Correct.
He's not going to win 10 championships.
He's not, and that's his fault, Colin. And that's how you would say he's not X and O. He's not that. I would say he trusts his guys too much.
I think it's because he's not an X and O guy.
Fair.
They don't have brilliant offenses.
Fair.
They never do.
Fair.
They have brilliant players.
Fair.
That Arkansas team tremendously underperformed comparatively to the talent. That Kentucky team last year tremendously underperformed comparatively to the talent that was on the roster.
They were a good regular season team. They just blew it against Jack Golke.
And then all of a sudden, the Jack Golke and the Oakland team, the guy who shoots 9 threes a game, makes the first threes, and we're not. And
Can I say something? Only Calipari loses like that last night. Hang on, let me finish. The rimmed out free throw that was in the bucket 3 different times, it falls out. And then the guy who was 1 for 9 hits the 3 with a hand in his face. Only Calipari loses like that. The Jack Golke who had 15 three-pointers the time before.
Call it adjustment,
the coach, hang on, Colin, not finished. St. Peter's and that damn coach who I don't even remember his name.
Holloway.
I don't even remember his name because I don't want to remember his name, Colin. Only Cal loses like that in tremendous fashion.
Because Cal doesn't coach well at the end of the game. He's not an end-of-the-game coach.
To your point, it could be he's not X and O's guy. He's not going to outthink. I think it's a strung of bad luck. I think it's rotten luck. A lot of it is rotten luck, and a lot of it is trusting his players too much. That's my 2 cents on Cal. I cannot believe that 3 went in last night.
It doesn't matter about the 3. Mike,
Colin,
they had a 16-3 run to finish the game. This is less about Texas Tech and more about Arkansas.
The free throw was halfway down 4 different times, and then that guy. You said he was 1 for 9. That guy closes his eyes and toilet bowls a 3-pointer in to tie the game with 5 seconds left. I can't take that.
4 threes in the last 6 possessions.
I was sick for Cal. I'm sorry.
Sick for Cal? I was sick of Cal.
I was sick
for
Calipari.
This is Calipari through and through.
I was
At a certain point, you got to think about the underlying variable. Losing games like this. blowing a 16-point lead with 10 minutes to go. When you're letting your team go 5 out with 10 minutes to go, hucking threes left and right with a bunch of guys trying to play hero ball. Instead of Xing and knowing your way to a victory or trying to make an adjustment here and there, Calipari doesn't do that. He never has.
He did when in 2012 when they won the national championship.
That team was better than everybody. Kansas. I don't want to hear that. That team was better than everybody. That team would have killed anybody.
And I'll listen to the team that went undefeated that lost to Wisconsin. I'll listen to that. If you want to sit here and tell me Bo Ryan out X and O'd him, fine. I'll listen to that one. Last night, though, and that game, and I'll go as far as this whole
So how
tournament.
are you going to lead this when he should have called the timeout but not give him flack for not doing the X's and O's properly? How are you going to lead with the fact that he should have called the timeout, but then this is all bad luck? Calipari had every opportunity to close this game.
That three-pointer and the missed free throw that was halfway down, that was in regulation. I'll get on Cal for not calling a timeout when you're down 2 and you need a bucket to send it to a second overtime. That's why I'm on that. I'm on it because I don't think it shouldn't even have gotten to overtime. I think it was rotten luck that it got to overtime. But to the point
16-3 run, Mike.
To the point of you could grill me for that because I really thought he should call a timeout. That's my two. I will get on Cal. That's the one thing I'm going to get on Calipari today is he should have called the timeout.
This is an overlying
theme with him. He should have called the timeout.
He doesn't outthink the other sideline. He has excellent players, and I'm sure multiple of them are going to be great NBA pros.
Can we agree that nobody expected this Arkansas team to even be in that position last night?
Fine. Run away with that. But they had a 16-point lead with 10 minutes to go. I don't care about the fact that whether they should have been there or not. I care about the fact that they were there and basically had every chance to close it, and he couldn't do it. That's what I care about.
I think when the great Coach Cal goes to the boosters and Mr. Tyson Chicken Man and goes, this is what I did this year, they're thrilled.
Fine.
Arkansas is thrilled to
Ultimate
bits
success.
with what happened
But you're
this year.
trying to make this big picture all of a sudden when I'm trying to dissect the fact that he blew that second half.
Because I won't say a damn bad word about my guy Cal, man. He should have called timeout. I'll say that. I'm not going to
fouled up 3.
I'm not going to sit here and say a guy who has a national championship and has been to 6 Final Fours. I can't sit here and call him not tactically a good coach. I can't do it.
Clipboard comes out and he starts to struggle.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. He's been to 6 Final Fours. He should have won that damn Memphis game if Derrick Rose mixed the damn free throw. It comes down to damn free throws with Cal's team. The rim out last night.
What is that? What is that a reflection of? What is that a reflection of?
I think it's the players not performing.
Oh, it's all the players not performing. How many NBA All-Stars have he coached?
A lot.
Booker. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Towns, Marcus Camby at UMass.
Gilgeous-Alexander played in that Sweet 16 game that they lost that year. He played bad, Cal.
He
played very bad.
Many pros. It's not about a talent. It's not about the players. If it's about anything, it's accept that. But those players are what? They're not suited to close a game? That's how Calipari puts his teams together. This is a Calipari problem. You can't point the fingers at just the players when he changes the players every single year and the same thing happens. How is that the players' fault continuously? How is that the players' fault every single year when he goes 9 new guys every single year? He sends the other guys in the NBA or the transfer portal, and he brings in 9 new ones, and the same thing happens as last year. How is that a player problem? That is a coach problem.
He's been, to be fair, the last couple of teams in Kentucky that failed, Colin, he had a lot of guys come back. And even this Arkansas team, he took a lot of his guys from Arkansas from Kentucky to Arkansas.
This is a brand new team. This is a brand new team.
Listen, this is a
all
coach.
I'm saying. Cal is a good guy. Cal is a good guy.
I don't think you're giving him enough credit for 6 Final Fours in a national championship.
He's a Hall of Fame coach.
And 3 or 4.
He is not an excellent. He is not an outthinking.
College guy's been to 3 or 4 national championships.
Well, give me some examples here outside of the fact that he had outstanding teams with outstanding players. Marcus Camby at UMass. Marcus Camby at UMass was the second pick in the NBA draft.
My favorite year was 2014 as an 8th seed when they had no business beating Wichita State. They had no business beating the Donovan Mitchell Louisville team. They had no business beating Michigan. They had no business beating Wisconsin. Colin, those teams played well and he coached great.
And then that team came back the next year and they went undefeated. That team was outstanding. There was 5 pros on that team.
But at the same time, like that year, they weren't expected to do anything. They were an 8th seed.
All I'm saying, that was a coaching malpractice last night.
I don't know, man.
It was. Yeah, I don't know how you could look at the players when this happens every single year. We're talking about how they lost to Oakland, how they lost to St. Peter's, how they blew the game last night. Listen, Calipari's had a lot of success, and he was great at Memphis when he had Rose there, and he was great at UMass, and
it's unreal at Kentucky.
And he was great at the beginning part of those Kentucky years. But those Kentucky years,
10 years, Kyle.
Booker, Anthony Towns. How many lottery picks? More than anybody. He's got 50. He's coached 50 first-round picks. 50. And I think that's the number. 50. 5-0. And comparatively to some of the other coaches that are getting what out of this, that, to me, I mean, a little overrated. That's what I'll say. A little overrated. Is it fair for me to say that Calipari blew that game yesterday? I think that's totally fair to say.